Hi everyone, this is Stella and welcome back to Stellar Music Theory. Today we will go over Chapter 4 of Grade 1 in the new ABRSM Workbook series Discovering Music Theory. Chapter 4 is on pitch. In this chapter, you will learn about accidentals, which are the sharp, flat, and natural, as well as semitones and tones. Accidentals. Signs called accidentals are used to change the pitch of a note. The three main accidentals are sharp, flat, and the natural. When a sharp is written in front of a note, it makes the note sound higher. Let's take a look at the box on the right. Here we have a note that is written on the top line or the fifth line. When we add a sharp in front of the note, a sharp is this, which is like a hashtag. It makes the sound higher than the original. When a flat is written in front of a note, it makes the note sound lower. So this time we have a note that is written on the second line, and when we add a flat in front of it, the flat is like a little B. It makes the note sound lower. A natural changes a note with a sharp or flat back to its normal pitch. So this time we have a note that is in the second space. When we add a natural, this is a natural, it cancels the sharp or the flat that was added previously to the note. And the note with a natural in front of it will sound the same as its original pitch. Next, the distance by which these accidentals change the pitch is called a semitone. We will learn more about semitones on page 22. Accidentals always go in front of a note and must be written so that the staff line or space goes through the middle of the accidental. Exercise 1. Write the name of each of these notes. Smart tip. Make sure you check the clef carefully. So question A, we have treble clef. And we have a note on the fifth line. In treble clef, the fifth line is F because every good boy does fine. With a sharp in front of it, this is our F sharp. Question B, again we have a treble clef, and this time we have a note on the third line. So every good boy is a B, and there's a flat in front of it. So it is a B flat. Exercise 2. Tick the higher note of each of these pairs. If you scan through question A to F, you notice that there are only two types of accidentals here. The first type is a sharp, which makes a note higher. The second type is a flat, which makes a note lower. Question A, we have two notes. Both of them are on the fourth line. The first one has no sharp and the second one has a sharp because a sharp raises a note to make it higher, so the second note is higher. Question B, this time the two notes are in the second space. The first note has no flat and the second note has a flat. A flat makes a note lower, so the first note is actually higher. So we'll put a tick here. Exercise 3. Tick the lower note of each of these pairs. So here what we can do is to first draw this out as a reference. I'm going to draw an arrow, right high, and then an arrow going down, so that's low. I'm going to put a sharp next to the high and a flat next to the low because a sharp makes a note higher and a flat makes a note lower. Now in the middle, I'm going to put a natural. So you can see the relationship of these three accidentals clearly. A sharp is higher than a natural, and a natural is higher than a flat. Question A, there are two notes, and they are both in the fourth space. We're in bass clef. So the first note is a G sharp, and the second note is a G natural. Let's take a look at the relationship chart on the left-hand side. Is the sharp lower or is a natural lower? The natural is lower than the sharp, so the answer is G natural. Next, more on accidentals. When we are working with accidentals, there are a few things that we have to keep in mind. Number one, an accidental changes all the notes of the same pitch in a bar. In example A here, both Fs are played as F sharp. Now we know that this note here is a F sharp because there is a sharp written in front of the note F. And here we encounter the same F again. And although there is no sharp written in front of the note, this note is still played as F sharp. Number two, an accidental applies only to notes on the same line or in the same space. In example B here, there are three Fs. This is the first one, and there is a sharp written in front of the note, so we know that this is a F sharp. Then the second F is here. Now this time there is no sharp written in front of the note, but because this note or this F is in the same place as the previous F, which is the first space, so this F is still played as F sharp. However, here we see a third F. This F is written on the fifth line or the top line instead of the first space. So it is not in the same place. So the pitch is different. This F is to be played as just F. If we need to play as an F sharp, or if it has to be played as an F sharp, a sharp needs to be placed in front of this F. Number three, an accidental applies only within the same bar and is cancelled by the bar line. In example Z, the B flat is cancelled at the end of the first bar. Now we notice that there are two B here in this example. This is the first one. It's a B and there's a flat written in front of the note. So it is a B flat. And we see another B here. This B is to be played as a B, not a B flat, because there is a bar line here. And the bar line can cancel any accidental. So the accidental only apply to the notes within the same bar. Number four, to cancel an accidental within a bar, we write a natural in front of a note. In example D, the first note here is a F sharp. There's another F which is here. If there is no accidental in front of this note F, we will have to play this F as a F sharp. However, if we want to change it to a F instead of a F sharp, we need to put a natural here in front of it to cancel the previous sharp, because both of these two Fs are in the same bar. Exercise 4. Write the names of the notes marked arrow in these melodies. Question A. We are in treble clef. The first arrow is done for you as an example. First space is F, and there's a sharp in front of it, so it is F sharp. Second arrow, the note on the top line is every good boy does fine, so it's also F. But this is a different F, so the sharp does not apply to this F. So the answer is F instead of F sharp. Semitones and tones. The words semitone and tone are used to describe the distance between notes. A semitone is the shortest distance we can measure between two notes, for example, from C to C sharp. Semi, just like a semicircle, it means half. So sometimes we call it half tone. A tone is two semitones. Just like when you have half a circle with another half circle, together you have a full circle. So two semitones or two half tones make one tone, or sometimes we can call it a whole tone. For example, from C to D. Now we're going to take a look at this here. Tones and semitones are easy to see on a piano keyboard. Look at this diagram, which shows every note. Here it says, there is a semitone between every note on the piano keyboard, whether it is white or black. So let's say we start with C here. From C, going to this note, which is the closest distance, is a semitone. Or from F, going here to this black key is the closest distance. So this is also a semitone. If we start with a black key, let's say we start with this black key. If we go here, this is the closest distance because there is nothing in between these two notes. So this is a semitone. Basically, the distance between a white key and the next black key is always a semitone. Next, the distance from B to C and E to F is a semitone because there is no other notes in between them. The distance from B to C, let's find B, which is here, to C, which is here. This is B and this is C. If you draw a line, you notice that there is no note in between them. So this is the closest distance already, and it is a semitone. Same thing for E going to F. This is E, and this is F. From E going to F, there's no extra note in between. So this is the closest distance and therefore a semitone. Here, the distance between C to D is a tone. So here we have a C, here we have a D. In between them, we have this black key. So this is a tone because C going to this black key is a semitone, and from the black key going to D is another semitone. So two semitones make one tone. Or if we start on F and we go to G, there is also this black key in between them. So F going to the black key is one semitone, and black key going to the G is another semitone. So this is a tone or a whole tone. Next, every black note on the piano has two names. They can be named as a flat or a sharp. The flat of the white key above or the sharp of the white key below. For example, going back to this black key here, we call this black key a C sharp in relation to the white note C. This is C, and this black key here is higher than the C. On the piano, if you go to the right, you are going higher, and if you go to the left, you are going lower. So the black key is higher than the C. Therefore, we can name this black key as a C sharp. However, if we want to name this black key in relation to the D, which is here, this time you notice that the black key is lower than the D, and therefore we call it a flat or D flat. Let's do one more example. Let's look at this black key here. Next to this black key, there are two white keys. One is A, the other is B. If we want to name this black key in relation to A, which is here, this black key is higher than the A, so we call it an A sharp. But if you name it in relation to the B, the black key is lower than B, so we call it a B flat. Smart tip. Find the notes on the piano keyboard opposite. If there is a note between them, the distance is a tone. So if there is a note between them, it is a tone. If the notes are next to each other, the distance is a semitone. Exercise 5. Write S or T under each pair of notes to show whether they are semitone or tone apart. We're going to use the keyboard here as a reference. Question A, bass clef. We have a E and a F sharp. So we are going to find these two notes on the piano. E, this is F sharp. So one semitone, two semitones. The answer is T. Question B, we have a B going to A sharp. So this is B and this is A sharp. There's nothing in between them. So this is a semitone. We'll put S. Exercise 6. Add an accidental, sharp, flat, or natural to the note marked arrow in each of these pairs to make them a semitone or a tone apart, as indicated. Question A, we have a B and a C. If you look at the piano on the left side, you will notice that B going to a C is a semitone, but they want it to be a tone. So what we need to do is to alter the note with arrow, in this case it's a B, to make this distance bigger into a tone. How can we do it? Now if B to C is one semitone, what we can do is to lower the B here, so there will be two semitones. 1, 2. And to lower the B, we need to add a flat in front of the B. So therefore, there's a flat here. So from B flat to a C, it is the distance of a whole tone. Question B, treble clef, we have A going to G. Let's take a look at the piano. Let's erase this first. We have A, which is here, and G, which is here, and there is a note in between them, which is this black key. So this is a whole tone, but they want it to be a semitone. And we can only alter this note to second note with the arrow. So how can we make the distance shorter? So what we need to do is we need to bring the G from here, the white key, to the black key here, like this. This black key here is called G sharp because it's higher than G. So we need to add a sharp in front of the G to make it a semitone. This is the end of chapter 4. I hope you find my video useful. If you like my video, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting new videos weekly. Stay tuned and see you next time.